Hello and welcome everyone to O2 Inside Line, live pitch side here at Twickenham. I'm joined with Red Roses legend Mo Hunt, and I'm joined with absolute stalwart Sam Simmons. An unbelievable performance. Mate, well, firstly, we're so sorry that you didn't win the game, because it seemed like England did everything they deserved to win the game. But what do you take from that, mate? It's so hard going down to 14 men after that first minute.
Yeah, it is tough, and it probably showed that towards the last 10-15 minutes of that game. We probably out on our feet a little bit because we're covering for an extra man, but we just talked then as a group, maybe that there's games in boys' careers and you have a few that maybe define or galvanise you, and today I felt like we put a lot out there, but didn't get the reward. Ireland are a very good outfit, but that's something that we can take away. We can get better. We put a lot out there, which were good. Some things that we can get better, and I guess it's about taking that into France now. Something to look forward to.
And what was said in that huddle? So as soon as you lost the man, straight away forwards were in on the huddle. What was said in there? Who took ownership?
Yeah, obviously Courts as captain takes over, but Mauro as line out and forward leader. When he talks, you want to follow him, and we just talked about we're going to have to front up now. We're going to have to do things that we train every week. The kicks, kick chase, the stuff that probably people don't see. Probably not going to be able to carry the ball as much because you're probably going to have to try and play without it. And I thought we did that very well in the first maybe 75% of the game. It just got away from us at the end.
So one massive positive was the scrum dominance. The scrum was unbelievable. You even had your mate Jack Noel on the flank. That must be a great positive to push forward for next week in Paris.
Yeah, we do a lot of work obviously throughout the week on our scrum, and Marla's obviously very experienced in that area and feeding into Genji, and Genji had an unbelievable game on the loose head today. Sink had a pretty tough week with a couple of niggles, and played 35 minutes and was unbelievable in the scrum. So that's a massive positive that we can take forward against a huge Irish pack that we're going to probably need next week against France.
Sam, unbelievable effort from yourself. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Rest up. Cheers, mate. Here he is, Joe Launchman, everyone. Joe, firstly, so good to see you back in an England shirt. How did it feel to be back out there?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Obviously, any long injury, I guess you have a few dreams about what happens when you come back, and being back here at a full Twickenham was certainly there for me. So great. Yeah, delighted to be back. Obviously, not the best day results was.
Yeah, gutted about the result, but the heart and desire from you lot was amazing. Just a word on the Twickenham crowd, because they really did get behind you at so many occasions in that match.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I think when you go a man down, you're going to be sort of under the cosh in certain areas, especially defending. But yeah, the crowd were brilliant today. So yeah, it was fantastic to be back here.
So you've been out of the squad for a couple of years. I know how hard you've worked to get back in. Give us a little bit of an insight into the resolve and the heart of this squad, because it was so evident to see there.
Yeah, I think every time you put on this shirt, I think you like to think that sort of full effort's a sort of minimum requirement. But in my time away, coming back into this squad, it's quite a changed squad in the sort of 12 months I've been away. It's a hugely ambitious squad, some real talented young players, and there's also a real togetherness about the team. So coming back in over the last few weeks has been a privilege to be part of it.
So unbelievable shift from you on the pitch. I saw your wife in the family box off the pitch. Now that was a shift. It was absolute carnage in there. But Joe, from everyone, it was so good to see you back, mate.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Hold on. Cheers, Joe. Here he is, Joe Marchant, everyone. Joe, thanks for joining us, mate.
That's all right.
A phenomenal performance from you. So hard to see that keep saying that you're on the losing side, but it felt like England deserved to win that game. I think certainly the scoreline doesn't depict what the game was.
Yeah, I mean, like, you always talk about kind of penalty counts and everything, and usually when you get like most of the penalties, you're on the winning side, and for us we were dominant there. Obviously being a man down, it just cost us. So yeah, we all worked really hard, and the boys, we're pleased with how hard we worked, but obviously it's a test match, so we need to win those.
What can you take from that going in next week? France away in Paris, obviously huge game for you. The heart that you showed here, like, how is that going to galvanise you going through next week?
I think it just highlights like how tight we are as a group. Obviously those performances, everyone gave everything, and and if we were like full numbers up or whatever, like who knows what can happen, especially if everyone's putting all that kind of emphasis on every time they carry the ball, every time they make a tackle. So we just got to make sure the next week against France we do the exact same. We keep working hard the whole time and see where we're at.
So there was a clear mindset and tactic shift when you went down to 14 men, and especially in the second half, the kicking game and the chasing game, and you snaffled a few balls yourself. Just tell us what it feels like when you do go down to 14, what you have to do as a squad to get back into the game.
Well, firstly you've got to tighten up a little bit. You've got to go back to your strengths, and obviously the forwards today were so dominant. Just any way that we could get that into the game. So obviously the line outs, going into mauls, getting scrums when we can by causing knock-ons, whatever, and obviously getting boys like Freddie and stuff in the air. So yeah, we tried to do as much of that as we could today, and yeah, just sadly wasn't enough.
Joe, thank you so much for your time. I think everybody is so proud of everybody's effort out there today. Sorry you didn't get the win.
Thanks, mate.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, see you soon.
Cheers,
see you
mate.
soon. Cheers.
Take care much. So Mo, unfortunately we're here and England have lost the game 32-15. Do you think it was... I mean, it's not a deserved loss, is it, at all? Doesn't feel like that.
Not at all. Like 67 minutes on the clock and it's 18-15, and you really felt that the crowd was getting behind them and they had something more to give, something special was going to happen. But unfortunately, as they mentioned, you just run out of steam. It's so hard playing international rugby, any kind of rugby with 14 players, but international rugby is just that step up. And
how proud can the lads be of that performance? And what does this say for next week? Because next week's going to be another step up away in Paris against the team going for a Grand Slam. But do you think England can take a lot from that performance today?
Hugely. I think for me the biggest takeaway is you don't need to have 14 players to galvanise yourselves like that. Like you should be running that hard and putting that much in whether you've got 15 or not. And I think that's the thing that for me they'll probably take away. Like, amazing to see pictures, this is what it's about, isn't it? Just your family having those moments. Brilliant to see Launchbury there, but yeah, going forward, doesn't matter how many people are on the pitch, just give that effort, and I think that they'll now take that into next week, and hopefully we'll see that shining light.
And England in Paris, it's the place that I've been and won before, and you've won every game you win, you Red Roses play, you win. But what do England have to do to go to Paris, spoil the party and deny France of a Grand Slam?
Similar to what Wales did yesterday, right? So slow the ball down, stop Dupont having time on the ball, those little snipes, those searching runs, just stop him being able to play his game, and then everything kind of falls down a little bit. They need to really stifle them, just pressure consistently in defence and take their opportunities. England's penalty count, to be fair to them, was really good today. Conversely, Ireland's was very poor, and that's kind of how they kept themselves in the game. So discipline on point, but also just that pressure and line speed as much as you can. What do you reckon?
Oh yeah, I'd say exactly the same. I think they've got to go there and attack. There's no point going there and letting France dictate to them. I think they've got to go and dictate to France and give it a go. Nothing to lose. Mo, you have been sensational today. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Good luck in your game tomorrow, and all the very best to you and the Red Roses in the upcoming Six Nations. That's it for O2 Inside Line Live. Thank you so much for joining us here at Twickenham. Please keep an eye on across the England rugby media, social media channels. There's loads more action to look forward to, and here's a little sneak preview of what you can look forward to.